Hi, everybody. You like my reveal? Just my hands.
It's really
That's
you.
all you need. It's an amazing tool. Hands are an amazing tool.
These are
Wouldn't
our
you
tools.
agree? Especially for us musicians.
They are our tools.
Yeah. You guessed it right, guys. I have a special guest today, and he is a musician. He's a very smart individual that I've known for like, I don't know, 12, 13 years, 14 years. You're one of the
More than
first,
that, hasn't it?
like around 14 years. You're one of the first person I ever, musicians I ever met when I moved into this town. Can I tell him a quick story
Go ahead.
on how I met you?
I hope it's a good one.
It's a good one, and it's short too, by
Okay.
the way. I was walking by a bar where he was playing. I was with my guitar actually trying to find work as a musician. So I went in and there was like, wait, no, I didn't have my guitar then. See, I'm already changing the story. All I remember is that I walked in. Okay, I remember now. I was next door from.
What bar was? Oh yeah, you were at the table.
I was at the table,
You were at
and
the
I had
table.
already gotten the job.
Yeah,
I was
you were
playing
already
there.
working.
Yeah.
And we were at the 5 o'clock club.
You were at the 5 o'clock,
right.
which is next door.
Yeah.
So I was done with my gig, and I'm like, oh, I hear this nice music next door. I go in, and he's singing in Spanish. He's singing in Spanish with a rock band.
Well,
And I'm like, oh my gosh, a rock band singing in Spanish?
Who's this white
I
guy?
thought this guy, I'm not kidding. I thought you were like
Pitbull.
Cuban or.
You thought I was Pitbull, didn't you?
I thought you were, Latin for sure.
Oh yeah.
So I think I spoke to you in Spanish.
You might
like,
have.
Like, oye, disculpa. and you're like, oh, what's up?
No hablo.
No hablo español.
No hablo
And I'm
español.
like, your Spanish was perfect. How did you do it? Like,
It's the musical ear, man.
and that was pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
you were already, I
remember
was
what song it
impressed.
was?
Within 30 seconds I met you, I was already impressed.
Okay.
So that's
All right.
that's a great thing.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And
we had a handful of Spanish songs. We did some salsas.
And eventually,
Good memories.
I remember I saw you playing by yourself. And you're like, well, I became a solo artist. And I
Solo
remember
artist.
you already had a live looping setup.
Okay.
And it was already like built. You already had a rack system with a mixer. You already had your looper on a pedal board. And you were already creating awesome loops with no mistakes.
Well, no, I have plenty of mistakes.
Well, but what I found really interesting when I started, like it took me a long time, like what mixer should I use? So I was using this other mixer, and what pedals should I use? So I was having these pedals in the floor like on its own without a pedal board.
Yeah, you were
just
setting up
individual
connecting
pedals.
them at every gig. Yeah,
Every
Yeah,
gig.
yeah.
And then one day it's like, oh, there's a thing as a pedal board.
Pedal board, yeah.
Wow. So now I had a pedal board,
There
right?
you go.
It took me a very long time to find, I was going to say the most efficient, but
It's
there's
efficiency.
never the most efficient. Like,
Well, you're looking
To
for
me-
efficiency, but
to me, it's like, there's always
there's always something else you can do.
something else you can do to make
Yeah.
it more efficient.
I'm still working on it.
But I was blown away that you had just become a solo artist and you already had a setup that was very well set up.
It didn't start out that way right off the bat. I mean, I was doing the same thing until I figured out how I wanted my setup to be arranged, what pedals I wanted to include, and how complicated I wanted it to be. I mean, I was the first, I don't know how many first few weeks or months, I was bringing everything in a bucket, one of those big tubs, plastic tubs, and and connecting all the pedals. You kind of feel like a high school student doing
Exactly.
that.
But it only took you months, right? Like only a few.
I wanted to
'cause
figure
for
out-
me, it took me like a few years.
Yeah.
Like until I started like having a better setup.
Well, when I had the band, I was kind of that Mr. Efficiency guy. Had the rack and everything. I had a pedal board for the band too, for my own rig. So yeah, I knew that it's like there are things that I want to think about. How fast can I get in and out of the gig, and how clean it is, right?
Yeah,
Because
so
appearance of it really matters, especially in the venues that we're playing in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
The appearance really does matter.
But I feel like that's part of a personality too, because I met other musicians who they don't give a damn. They don't care about the look, like
Yeah.
They don't care if they're using all the stools of the. You see people standing at the bar.
Yeah.
And then you're like, where are the stools? And the musician has one for the bucket, one for himself, one for his CDs. And it's like five stools
That's
by
right.
the musician.
It's so true. It's so true.
It is true.
Well, I take pride in one thing important. It's a job to me. The gig is a job. So I'm going to show up. I want to be completely self-reliant, self-sufficient. I don't want anything from the venue. I will bring my own water. I will bring everything I need. So I'd rather be that guy than the guy taking all the stools. And
you know what?
Sorry.
You know what? You know what? I want to be like that. I'm not like that yet. Yet I want to.
You can do it.
It's really hard. Bro, I found that I can be so needy sometimes. And they're bringing me a coffee, you know? No, but wait. I don't always ask for it. Most of the time I do, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
But because they make it so good and stuff, I get so spoiled.
You get spoiled.
So that's the thing. I can be...
Yeah.
And then sometimes I have a coffee.
Oh my goodness.
A bottle of water, volcanic bottle of water.
Oh my God.
And then next to it, I have a wine that Juan, the bartender, offered me, right?
Of course.
And suddenly, I look at that, and then suddenly I feel embarrassed.
Oh.
I'm like, oh man, I'm so needy. What a spoiled brat.
You're special.
So I want to. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm trying, but I want to be like that. I do bring my bottle sometimes.
Those are wonderful things because they're gifts to you. That's not a problem.
They're gifts, and the staff. Most of the time, the staff is the one that is like so nice to me that I just go.
I agree.
Go
staff,
along. You know,
staff is awesome, and a lot of venues I play at. Yeah. As far as the rig goes, it's
going back to
it's a matter of being efficient for me. So that's what I've been trying to do, and I'm still doing it.
As he came into the house, I opened the door to see what he's driving. Right. I see this Corvette. Just kidding. How do you fit everything? No.
Yeah,
no, I open the door. I see this crazy cool looking van. That's a van, right?
It's a van. It's a cargo van.
A cargo
utility van.
And then as he opens the doors of the back of the van, everything is perfectly neatly and organized.
There's a spot for everything.
That's the thing I admire about you. You are the person that commits 100%. Because he's got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
When he posted his first video, I was expecting a shitty camera or his phone. He already had like a DSLR camera set up. He already had like a full studio set up with sound treatment and the right microphones. Then he shows his mixer. And like the buttons move on their own.
Oh yeah, I'm that controller in my studio. Yeah.
I'm like, WTF, bro? He's the person that commits 100%. So any advice he can give me, I always take 100%.
Hey, my pleasure. Whatever I can do.
I saw that you have a rack where you have a mixer and
yeah, I've got a rack that I keep on the floor to my left.
That's perfect. That's what I need.
You use a Bose system, right?
I was using it before.
Yeah.
And the customer service, I had a bad experience with customer service, and I ended up going to QSC.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
And
now.
I was doing QSC for a long time, and just recently, like last week, I went back to using the Bose that I already had to save time.
Okay.
And I still enjoy the QSC sound way better.
Yeah, me
than
too.
the Bose, but I found that the Bose system disperses crazy. Like the QSC, I push really loud where it's kind of loud for me. But when I go to the side,
you move.
I kind of don't hear it as much.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I don't like about any standard two speakers, one on each side.
Right.
However, the quality I think is way better. And then me that I live loop with a stereo looper.
Why do you want to have that separation in your stereo mix?
In stereo?
Yeah, because most of the venues, it's really hard to
No, just for the recording.
For your recording.
It's for the recording mainly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm considering going back to QSC only if I can make it easier for me to set it up. How do you do it so it's easier for you to set it up every time?
Well, I have the rack. The rack system really is the key element to it, right? And
that's probably the name of this video is going to be like the key for a... I'm always thinking of video names.
So my pedal boards, they're pretty much the same. You know, I've got two actually. I have one, my main one, then I have one on my right side,
Yeah, what is
which
that?
it's basically a bunch of preamps. I play a Taylor T5, metal strings. So it has a diverse sound. I can get an acoustic sound out of it, an electric sound out of it. I can get a distortion out of it too. So I like having an array of overdrives and preamp pedals for that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then my main one has my looping station and a wah and some DSP as well. My rack has my mixer, and then I use a snake. So all I have to do is just lay out the snake to the pedals and just connect them. So with the QSC mixer, it records every single track onto your USB drive, and then you can drop every one of those as individual files.
Oh, that's perfect.
The cool thing about this Touch Mix, there's an app that connects to it via Wi-Fi to it. You can literally control it from here instead of having it bent down. Most digital mixers have the capability of saving scenes, and I have a scene saved for every venue. When I save it with everything muted, so when you turn it on, it's not, you're not gonna have any feedback or anything. For the mic, it goes through the AB switch to the board. I have a vocal channel set, and then I have the beatbox. So I can EQ it, add compression, a little boost in the lower area, like around 100 hertz, so it gets that bottom end, and also like the 1K, so I can get that high sibilance. And then from the beatbox, I have going an auxiliary out into
the looper.
Yeah. So for the guitar, the signal path starts with the wireless, going into my volume pedal, then it goes into the tuner, and from the tuner, it goes into here. We're going down this path of all these different overdrives, then into this delay, and then from the delay over here to these DSPs. I've got a chorus, another flashback. This is my octaver where I get my bass, and this is another octaver, but I use this kind of an organ sound. All right, and then from there, this is where the AB switch pops in. This is where the AB switch pops in to go into the loop station or to the mixer. I can record any of the effects that I'm using into the loop station. So let's say I want to record some delay into the loop, okay? So I can still do that. Right? And then go directly and bypass that as well. Then I have a separate channel for the guitar. So those are the two signal paths. They each have their own AB switch. So I just layered some tracks there on the first track. Layer of bass line. Switch the guitar channel. stretching the strings out of tune, man.
That was so good, man. Wow.
Very kind, sir. I know.
It was good to have you on the channel, man.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, man.
Everybody, make sure you subscribe to his channel because he's doing very good videos, very high quality stuff.
I haven't been recording much these days.
Well, now,
I've had a lot going on in life, but I'm getting back on it.
This is an encouragement for you.
This is a great encouragement. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, man.
Yeah. You're doing great.
And I
You're doing great on
have
YouTube.
about 18,000 subscribers, which means
Good for you, man.
You will have 18,000
I
subscribers.
think I have like 80. So
Oh, hey. Hey, no problem. There you go, guys.
thanks, man. I
You're
appreciate
welcome,
it.
bro.
Cool.
You can have them all.
Don't get rid of them.
No,
man.
I'm not getting rid of them.
No, you want to keep them, man.
No, I'm sharing them.
They're loving you.
Yeah, no, I love them too.
Well, you're doing great on YouTube. Very proud of you, man. You've come a long way, bro. From that guy on the street, carrying your guitar at my gig.
Yeah, trying to steal your gig.
Trying to speak Spanish to me when I don't.
Do you speak Spanish? Can I have your gig?
Thank
Take
you.
care. Take it easy, bro.
How do I get out of here? Where's the door?
It's over there. Follow the exit sign.